am so stinking excited for this week because it's Diastasis Recti week. I'm teaming up with 3 other brilliant women to bring you as much knowledge as we can squeeze in here on Instagram about the topic. I'm kicking off the week by telling you what Diastasis Recti is and how to check yourself for it. So let's start with what it is. All right, so when we get pregnant, 100% of us get diastasis recti. It is the body's brilliant way of making room for the baby. So if you're envisioning your abdomen, and I'll put a picture up, but you've got your 6-pack muscles on the top. Between those 6-pack muscles, you have the linea alba. It's connective tissue. As you get pregnant, this connective tissue stretches and expands and thins as your belly gets bigger and bigger, again, to make room for the baby. Brilliant. Then you have the baby, and in many cases, it spontaneously heals. In other cases, in my case personally, I had diastasis recti very badly and had to do a lot of rehabilitation to fix it. And the way that you're gonna help get this connective tissue to heal again is by strengthening your deepest abdominal system, the transverse abdominis. So this transverse abdominis, again, put another picture, wraps all the way around your torso, from top to bottom and all the way around. And if you can get this supportive abdominal system to help keep things in their place, that tissue is going to be much more likely to heal. You're going to be better able to access your pelvic floor as well. All right, so how do you know if you've got this separation between these muscles? I'm going to show you. This is really common. So if you do have it, do not freak out. It's a really, really common condition. It can be improved with time, diligence, and a lot of retraining, but it can improve. And once it does improve, the silver lining of this whole thing, if you're dealing with diastasis recti, is that on the other side, you're gonna have an amazing awareness of your body. So let's dive in. And stay tuned because we're gonna be showing you exercises that you can do to improve it, ways to better engage your core and your pelvic floor, and also postural tips that are gonna help you as you rehabilitate this very common separation.
All right, we're gonna check ourselves for diastasis recti. This is a separation between your outer 6-pack muscles. And it's important to know how big the gap is in terms of width, but it's also really important to know how deep it is, how far in you can stick your fingers. This gives you a really good sense of where you're starting and can help you gauge and progress as you need to. All right, so the mistake I see most commonly when people check themselves for diastasis recti is they lift their shoulders way up. When you do this, this actually brings your rectus bellies, those 6-pack abs, closer together, which is not what we want. So you want to lay down, relax your shoulders. Knees are at a 90-degree angle. You're going to gingerly lift up your head ever so slightly, just until you can feel those 2 side bellies. So go ahead and measure the width. See if you can feel how far apart. You're gonna wanna start at your belly button, measure, relax. Go below the belly button, lift up, see what you feel, take note. Head down, and you're gonna do it about 2 inches above the belly button. It's the same thing. Lifting up just until you can feel that wall. The next thing you want to measure for is depth. So, how far you can stick your fingers down in there. That's the fancy way of putting it. All right, it's the same thing. Barely lift your head. Give it a feel all the way down that midline. Do you notice a place where your fingers sink in a little bit more? For me, it is totally by my belly button. So you want it to feel firm. It should have a bounce back, so almost like your cheekbone. That's how we want it to feel. If it feels like the soft part of your cheek, that means the tension isn't so good. So for me, I get a lot of tension up high, and I get a lot of tension down low. Here, it's a squishy cheek. Good to know for when you're doing exercises. Now the next thing I want you to check is, can you use your breath and get tension generated for exercise? So inhale through your nose, exhale out the mouth. Engage those deep abdominals, barely lift your head. Now how does it feel? How does that tension feel? Can you see the difference? When I'm relaxed, you can squish it right in. When I use my breath and get tension on it, it's much more firm, like this part of my cheek. So that's a great sign. That's where we want to get eventually. And if you're not there right now, that's okay. We're going to get you there.